I think one of the things we really have to be cautious about is the fact that AI, crypto, Bitcoin all take a ton of energy. That's not good for our environment. It's not good for the climate. So I think we're going to have to come up with some really great solutions around the amount of energy that these new technologies are using. It's going to take some really smart people to do that.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a special guest, Karen Frame, the CEO and founder of Makeena. So please, Karen, tell us more about yourself and what is Makeena all about?
Yeah, so I'm a three-time founder, second time in the natural product space. I'm very passionate about helping people lead healthier lives on a cleaner planet and doing that through technology. Makeena is an AI-powered B2B SaaS platform that connects consumers with better for you, better for the planet brands across all retail channels, online or at a store. The shoppers download the app. We help them discover brands that either meet their lifestyle needs or health needs, like gluten-free or fair trade or sustainably sourced. We help them find those products like online. It could be Amazon, but it could be Kroger, it could be Piggly Wiggly, it could be Long's Drugs. We don't really care. We just want the consumer to buy better. And then we incentivize them to buy those products. We give them cash and other kinds of rewards to engage and basically try the product. So that's what Makeena is.
And do you guys only operate in the United States or is it global?
We've launched the app in Canada, but it was a very soft launch and we have to go back and fix a bunch of things. So we're in the process of raising money. We've had a lot of interest across the sea and also in South America, Mexico, South America, Europe, Middle East, some of the Asian countries as well. We went to the Mobile World Conference in Barcelona maybe 4 years ago. It was an amazing event. We got a grant from the state of Colorado to go, and we had probably about 65 countries be
Wow.
super interested in working with Makeena. A little too early for us. We were a little too early to do all of that because you have to focus, but yeah, we could certainly go global at some points.
That is awesome. And when you think back to the early days of building your business or stepping into your world, what felt impossible at the time?
I think which is really interesting because I had been the founder of two other companies and because I had some really good mentors and advisors and role models, I didn't think that it was impossible to build Makina. But I did make a lot of mistakes and I continue to make mistakes. Probably should have raised more money early on. Didn't realize it was going to take as long. There's a lot of new technologies now that can help you build things a lot quicker. That's just the name of the game.
Because without mistake, you're not really gonna learn. It's by making mistake that you can go beyond what you achieved before. So I found that very interesting. And what advice would you give to someone who's a startup facing that same challenge right now?
I think it's really about making sure that you're surrounded by really great people smarter than you that have been there and done that, and that you listen to them. You have to be a little pig-headed to actualize your idea, but you don't know everything, right?
Yeah.
And so even with their advice, you probably will make mistakes, but the role of the founder is to have the vision, passion, tenacity, and grit to make it happen. So if you make a mistake, you got to get up, dust yourself off, whatever the phrase is, and keep on rock and rolling forward.
Absolutely. Because the common thing that I've noticed with other startups is generally the founder think that he knows everything, but that's not the case. They are afraid to go outside to get some help when they think that everything will be well, they are well set up. So at the end, they make a lot of mistakes, tremendous amount of mistakes that they cannot recover for. And then this is the moment where they close their company, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%.
So, what's a bet you place on your business or yourself that everyone thought was risky, but it actually paid off?
Oh my gosh. We're at the seed stage right now. So, what is the bet?
You place on yourself that other people thought it was risky, but it actually went super well.
Boy, that's a really good question. I think I'm just in general betting on myself. I have this vision in my head. And if I can't figure something out one way, I go back out and try to figure it out another way. But the bet that I have on myself, boy, it's interesting because I'm a lawyer by trade
Yeah.
and a former CPA. So lawyers tend to figure out a way to solve a problem. And I think the one challenge that I have had a lot of challenges. One, I'm a woman founder, so it's hard to raise money. I'm not a typical founder. I had a career before I became a founder. And also, I'm a little bit older, so I'm a little bit wiser than the typical college aged founder. But yeah, people have underestimated me, I think.
So overall, you have more knowledge than the average people. And does that will change the way you approach future decision or raise the bar for what's possible?
I think both. I think back to what I've accomplished in my life, and I grew up pretty poor. The fact that I built what I built with the lack of network that I've really had, now I have a much bigger network, and it all changed during COVID, has really catapulted. And I've also been super thoughtful about how I've built with the people that I'm working with. I get better and better every single time that I bring somebody onto the team. I'm very deliberate. I'm very thoughtful. I've been asked to be on a ton of podcasts and do a lot of pitching, and I just don't do that much of that anymore. I'm really focused on the things that really matter, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So
Yep.
concerning the industry trends, especially in the information and technology-based service, where do you
Mhm.
think the industry is heading in the next 3 to 5 years?
Wow. So, data, right? And then AI to basically be able to process that data faster so that you can do a better job. I have no idea where everything's going to take us. The growth has been exponential in the last several years. AI has been around for a really long time. My dad was a science professor at the University of Illinois. So I grew up with computers, computer science, biology, and chemistry, and anatomy. I'm still on the path that the world is going to be in a better place, hopefully in 3 to 5 years than it is right now. Right now, things are a little nuts. Hopefully, it will right itself between climate issues and hate. I'm really hoping that there's going to be enough of us that rise up, that are going to want to do the right thing, that are trying to do the right thing. And there's going to be enough resources behind us that we can actually make it happen. So I'm still very optimistic about the world and entrepreneurship and technology. But again, it's evolving so quickly. We just need to make sure that the right people are in the right seat at the right time.
Absolutely, because with what's going on right now, everything is moving extremely quick. Like AI is developing super fast by the second. Before I thought it was by the month, but no, it's literally the second. So,
Yeah.
what do you think is the most exciting or unsettling way AI is going to change the way business operate?
I know even as a lawyer, I used to be an angel investor, and I'm still part of a group called Angels in the Law. I don't do any investments anymore. So anybody out there that's asking me for money, I can't do it. But I look at how AI has changed practicing law. We can do it better and more efficiently. You really need to understand the different areas of law. But the fact is that it's made everybody's life a lot easier. Like instead of spending maybe 20 hours on a project, you can cut your project down to half, right? I expect that's going to continue to happen with everybody. We have the pro version of Canva, and we're going to launch a new app called What's in Your Cart, a game show. We've already produced the game show on Riverside. It was really fun, but we want to create an app out of it. I got one of my interns involved, usually hire student interns, and I gave this project to Maddie. Even before I met with Maddie about it, I went on to Canva, and now Canva's got this coding tool. So I could actually show her what I visualized without actually coding it. And I know there are AI coding tools out there. So we could probably get What's in Your Cart done and into the App Store within a week, honestly.
Right now, there are tools that you don't even need to have because before there were a lot of things that you needed to know, like how to code in order to do creating a website, creating apps, and many other things. But now there's tools that literally need no code.
It's amazing. Once Makeena is bought, I probably will, I don't want to say pivot, but I'm very interested in, it's still a part of what Makeena is, trying to help make the world a better place. We're helping people lead healthier lives on a cleaner planet. So I'm going to focus on the cleaner planet piece and what we can do to really truly try to save our planet.
Absolutely. And do you think that AI is for the good or is for the bad, depending of the user?
I think it depends. Everybody needs to use it the right way. And we have to be very careful about not just about how we use it, but like what it looks like on the back end.
Yeah.
I haven't read enough about it because I've been very focused on my company and scaling my own company. But I know that there's these huge data warehouses for Bitcoin down in underdeveloped countries. And there's a lot of exploitation that goes along with that. And that's a concern too. I don't like seeing people being swindled,
Yeah.
deported, their rights taken away, cheated. There's a lot we need to do to try to protect the planet and people and our overall global economy and make sure that everybody's standard of living is everybody's like this instead of people beating other people down.
Yeah. What we should do is lifting up each other and not putting them down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the reality. So we have to
Yeah.
do with it. So
Yep.
concerning your current state, what's an AI use case you believed in, but didn't deliver the value you expected?
Oh, yeah. We're rebuilding our platform. We're powering it by AI because we're going to be able to help the better for you, better for the planet brands be more
Yeah.
efficient, effective with their marketing dollar and be more predictive. Right now, I was using Canva, as I said, playing around with the tool about what does this new What's in Your Cart app look like. There were lots of glitches. I gave them some feedback. And unfortunately, the humans at the other end haven't responded to me. I think the challenge is that there are going to be a lot of different use cases where the humans can't catch up with making the changes, making the adjustments. It's definitely an issue already. You have to really have knowledge behind the input. What are you really trying to build? You need to understand the strategy before you start using AI to do something for you.
Correct.
So what I'm trying to do is not have this unrealistic expectation as to what AI can do.
What kind of competitive edge do you think early AI adoption companies gives today, if any?
You can build things so much quicker. You can answer questions so much quicker. The challenge is that there's just a lot of input and you need to really be thoughtful about making sure that it's the right direction for you.
Absolutely. Is that edge sustainable or do you see it commoditizing fast?
I don't know if it's sustainable. You're always supposed to be ahead of your competition.
Yeah.
It allows the smaller, more agile companies to catch up and maybe beat the competition, but you're always going to have to be on it.
Absolutely. Business is war, like they say. So you have to adapt super fast in order to go. where you want to be. So concerning your future goal, as you think about scaling, where do you feel the most risk? People, process, or technology?
People,
Yeah,
technology, and then process. Because you need people to help put together the process. Technology is usually part of the process. So that's why I'm saying technology before process, but then you have to get to process really quickly.
great. And have you experienced that pressure already, or is it something you're bracing for?
I feel pressure all the time.
And that is very difficult because what I've noticed is there are companies out there that don't really think AI is going to benefit them. But with the way AI is progressing every single day, it's all a problem of mindset because AI is not there to replace you, it's here to help you. But obviously, it can do both, right? So if you
Right.
don't do what you're supposed to do currently, then the outcome is going to replace you and super quickly. My last question for you, what kind of legacy do you hope your company leaves, not just financially, but culturally or socially?
You've asked the right person, right? Because about that's building a company that's really about really trying to make a difference in the lives of people and the planet by encouraging them to be thoughtful about what they're putting in and on their bodies and helping them either combat disease or avoid disease. There's just a lot of toxins out there. And companies that have a lot of crap in their products. I really am hoping that I've made millions and millions of people, we're hoping hundreds of millions of people, more aware of what they're putting in and on their body. And that's the legacy that I would like to leave.
Is that something you're building towards deliberability or something you hope will emerge naturally?
It's intentional. We would have to go global, but we're trying to raise money so we can scale. We're trying to make it fun for people. Eat this, not that. Put this lipstick on, not that
Right.
kind of. And then once we've conquered the United States, we're going to continue to move into Canada and do it the right way and overseas into Europe and South America and Asia Pacific and Africa, possibly. Africa is a booming economy. I don't know enough about it. I've never been there. And I've been very few places in Asia, Kuala Lumpur, Bali, and Singapore. It's a big, wide world out there. We need to put the right kind of resources in people's hands so they can make better decisions.
That's a really great vision. We are already at the end. Thank you very much for being here, Karen. It was a fantastic podcast. Your insight was fantastic. I learned a lot. And I hope that the people that will watch this podcast will also learn from what you've been saying and sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sam.